Welcome to the Redmi Note 10 series launch. My name is Abigail, Head of Product Marketing at Xiaomi. I hope you're as excited for today as I am. Let's dive right in. As most of you know, Xiaomi is now the world's third largest smartphone company. And a large part of our success is due to the Redmi Note and Redmi series, which accounted for 4 of the top 15 best-selling smartphones in 2020. And I'm very proud to announce that the Redmi Note 9 series alone has sold more than 37 million units. And in total, we've already sold more than 200 million Redmi Note devices worldwide. But these figures aren't just mere numbers. They represent more than that. That's 200 million adventures shared and memories made. Let's check out some of these in action. At Xiaomi, our Mi fans mean a lot to us. And one example is these photos from our Shot by Me contest. Our Mi community team printed and hung these photos at our Xiaomi HQ to continue to inspire us every single day. Now, one of my favorite things about these photos is the span of time and tech that they cross. This photo here was shot on the Redmi Note 5. It's truly an incredible shot with great contrast. And this one, Redmi Note 6. Here, we have the Redmi Note 7, where we debut the 48-megapixel smartphone camera. The detail in this shot is simply amazing. Next, we have the Redmi Note 8 Pro, where we pioneered the 64-megapixel smartphone camera. The boy with the umbrella here is my favorite. He's just so happy. And finally, our much beloved Redmi Note 9. The photo here is aptly named Homecoming. If you want to get your photo on our wall or in a future launch, Shot by Me 2021 is now open for submissions, so be sure to send in your favorite memories and adventures. As many of you know, the Redmi Note series has long been about living for the challenge. Let's take a look over the years.
Xiaomi.
Redmi Note series has conquered multiple challenges, from outer space to Antarctica to the deep blue hole. And with this in mind, Redmi Note 10 series continues this legacy to challenge your boundaries. Let's take a look at our first challenger. So that's a sneak peek. Everyone, let's welcome the global debut of Redmi Note 10 Pro. The Redmi Note series has long been a pioneer of bringing great technology to the mid-range segment. With the Redmi Note 7, we introduced one of the first flagship-level 48-megapixel smartphone camera. With the Redmi Note 8 Pro, we pioneered the first 64-megapixel smartphone camera. And in 2021, to continue this legacy with the Redmi Note 10 Pro, we bring you 108 megapixels. Yes, that's 108 megapixels. One of the world's highest resolution image sensor for smartphones, now available in the mid-range segment. How's that for boundary challenging? Redmi Note 10 Pro is the 108 megapixel Voyager. It's in the name, so we got to start with Redmi Note 10 Pro boundary challenging camera. Redmi Note 10 Pro challenges the very boundaries of smartphone camera pixel count with more than 100 million pixels. That's 108 million pixels packed into a huge sensor. This allows Redmi Note 10 Pro to capture more light. And more light means better details. Why don't we check this out? So here we have a gorgeous 108 megapixel shot from the Redmi Note 10 Pro. And even as we crop in the photo closer, the sharpness and clarity hold. And here we can see that each and every detail is super crisp and clear. And side by side to a competitor's 64 megapixel shot, In the upper corner, notice how washed out their whites are on the wall. And as we zoomed in, I think that speaks for itself. Now, 108 megapixel in the mid-range is incredible, but we wanted to truly challenge the boundaries of mid-range cameras. So, we gave the Redmi Note 10 Pro a new reimagined 108 megapixel camera. So what do I mean by this? Redmi Note 10 Pro's 108 megapixel sensor uses hardware remosaic and 9-in-1 pixel binning, technologies that can be found in $1,300 flagships like the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. These technologies work together to combine 9 different small pixels into one large superpixel, capturing more light for improved clarity even in low light. And it also means Redmi Note 10 Pro features almost 100% faster capture speeds, which can make all the difference for taking quick, convenient shots so you never miss a memorable moment. With the new reimagined 108 megapixel, Redmi Note 10 Pro is ready to challenge the boundaries of the night. By combining 2.1 micron superpixels and improved capture speed with advanced computational photography techniques, we could truly challenge the boundaries of the night. And in Night Mode 2.0, Redmi Note 10 Pro uses RAW multiframe to capture awesome night shots. It's a process that utilizes multiple exposures of the same shot to ensure as many details are captured as possible and automatically combines them into one single awesome photo. With this, you'll be able to get sharp, non-grainy photos with excellent details. Let's see the result. So here, this photo is truly mind-blowing. Notice the true-to-life color representation of the neon signs, and the color on her face and her hands, and even her skin tone is perfectly and naturally captured. It's truly an exceptional photo that successfully challenges the boundaries of the night. And up against competitors' night mode, the colors and details on the Redmi Note 10 Pro stands out. Focus your eyes on the neon signs, washed out and overexposed for the competitor device, but rich and real for the Redmi Note 10 Pro. And another great feature for the Redmi Note 10 Pro is dual native ISO. It's a technology found in high-end digital cameras. These features handle complicated lighting with ease, automatically choosing the right ISO for the right situation. But what does that really mean for you, the user? Complicated lighting happens all the time. Dusk or dawn, situations where the subject is backlit or deep in shadow, or where the scene is both very bright and very dark. Both of these photos make it look easy and natural, which is really impressive for a mid-range smartphone camera. Next up, challenge the boundaries of your creativity with long exposure modes. Redmi Note 10 Pro features 6 amazing long exposure modes and simulate keeping the shutter open for longer to allow you to create photos like this. You can capture tiny amounts of light like stars in the sky, or transform moving lights into magical works of art. Why don't we take a closer look? With just a tripod, a light painting stick, and a Redmi Note 10 Pro, you'll be able to create this incredible light painting photo. And here's another one we had to include because it just looks so cool. Do you ever feel like time's flying by? Bring this feeling to life with the Redmi Note 10 Pro. The moving crowd feature keeps the digital shutter open long enough for the movement of the people in the back to blur while your subject stays in focus. With star trails, you guessed it, it captures the faint lights of the faraway stars. And finally, our last notable photography feature of the 108 megapixel main camera, photo clones. Capture up to 4 versions of your best self, your worst self, or whichever self best serves the story that you want to tell using just your Redmi Note 10 Pro and the photo clones feature. But Redmi Note 10 Pro isn't just about a single 108 megapixel main camera. With the 5 megapixel telemacro lens and the ultra wide angle lens and depth sensor, Redmi Note 10 Pro is a one-stop shop for stunning photos of all kinds, from the very close to the super broad. Let me show you some examples. Look at this little guy here we captured with a telemacro camera, crouched in some wild and tame lawn, ready for a surf. And as we step back a little, we realize he's standing on a tennis ball, waiting for a tennis ball. Very meta. Now, in portrait mode, we can see this young lady here eating an apple while she takes a break from playing tennis. Great colors with natural bokeh behind her. And moving back a little further, we can see this young woman is practicing both tennis and roller skating. This is just a crop of the 108 megapixel shot, yet we still have excellent details. You get natural looking skin. You can even see the crisp shadows from the netting behind her. Oh, hello. This guy here dozed off before he even finished eating his sandwich. And with the full 108 megapixel photo, we can see it wasn't the sandwich's fault. He just isn't a fan of roller skating apple tennis. And one more detail that I want to point out is, remember that little guy in the beginning? Pretty impressive, huh? Okay, last one. With the ultra wide angle camera, we can capture the entire scene. She's playing apple tennis, and across the net, the guy is trying to catch a serve from a grocery cart while the referee has dozed off after eating half of his sandwich. Okay, that was a bit ridiculous, I know, but a fun and simple way to see all the possibilities of the Redmi Note 10 Pro's boundary-challenging quad camera. From the super close to the massive 108 megapixel shots or to the full ultra-wide angle photos, you too can capture every moment of your voyage. And here are some more photos shot on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. I couldn't resist sharing them with you because I think they're really, really awesome. And of course, Redmi Note 10 Pro can also shoot great videos too. Let's take a look.
Xiaomi.
Pretty cool stuff, huh? Let's take a look at a couple of my favorite features. With the Redmi Note 10 Pro, you too can make awesome social media content like this. Dual video allows you to shoot video on both the front and rear main camera at the same time. I wish prepping snacks for the movies was actually this simple. And this is another great feature. The woman here really makes it look like she's dancing in front of the mirror, when she's actually just using the video clone feature on her Redmi Note 10 Pro. With Pro Time-Lapse, Telemacro Time-Lapse, video clones, dual video, and so many more, you too could challenge the boundaries of content creation. So that's the Redmi Note 10 Pro's boundary-challenging cameras. A flagship-level 108 megapixel main camera, 2x telemacro for getting up close and personal, and an all-new Night Mode 2.0. You can also create incredible content with long exposure modes, photo clones, video clones, and pro time lapses. It's truly an incredible camera. Next up, I know you Mi fans out there are going to love this part. A boundary challenging display. Redmi Note 10 Pro features the Redmi Note series' first ever. Any guesses on the comment box? If you guessed AMOLED, you guessed it right. Redmi Note 10 Pro comes with AMOLED, giving bright colors, deep blacks, and incredible contrast. But we didn't stop with just AMOLED. Redmi Note 10 Pro is a boundary challenger, a voyager to new and exciting heights. So we gave Redmi Note 10 Pro a 120Hz refresh rate as well. Performance tested by SGS, Redmi Note 10 Pro's 120Hz AMOLED display is all you need to challenge your boundaries. And boundary challenging 120Hz smooth looks like this. Scrolling through your feed just got so much easier because that's 100% smoother than the previous generation and most competitor devices. Redmi Note 10 Pro also features Redmi Note's fastest touch sampling rate, 240 Hz. This will allow you to gain the upper hand in gaming and provide a smoother, more natural experience in your daily use. Redmi Note 10 Pro is not just 120Hz AMOLED. It's 6.67 boundary challenging inches of 120Hz AMOLED brilliance, with the Redmi Note series' smallest dot ever. And at just 2.96 millimeter, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny dot display with a 16% improvement from the previous generation and noticeably smaller than this competitor too. But that big, beautiful display doesn't do much good if you can't use it for long periods of time. Redmi Note 10 Pro is certified for low blue light and was awarded the Eye Care Display certification by the world-renowned certification company SGS. This means you can challenge your boundaries without worrying about the harmful levels of blue light stressing your eyes. And another cool comfort feature is Reading Mode 3.0. This allows you to take complete control of your display experience, changing color temperature and screen texture with ease. But you don't have to control everything yourself. Redmi Note 10 Pro uses a 360 degrees light sensor setup to track the lighting in your surroundings and automatically adjust display brightness to match. So that's your Redmi Note 10 Pro's boundary challenging display. AMOLED, 120Hz AMOLED. I know you all Mi fans are very, very happy with this one. So give us a thumbs up if you're happy. Super smooth, bright, high contrasty, rich, immersive AMOLED. Simply put, it's the Redmi Note series' best display ever. And it's not just better than the previous Redmi Note displays, it's also better than theirs. With 2.96mm tiny dot display, and as mentioned before, you get 120Hz. It's 100% smoother than 60Hz. And the greatly improved 240Hz touch sampling rate rounds out the comparison. So, Redmi Note 10 Pro has a stunning 108 megapixel quad camera setup to capture every moment of your voyage. You also get a super smooth, boundary challenging 120Hz AMOLED display. What's next? A beautiful, stylish design, of course. Now, the Redmi Note series has always been a leader in mid-range style. And today, Redmi Note 10 Pro continues this legacy and challenges the boundaries of not just the mid-range, but all smartphone design. Redmi Note 10 Pro comes in this gorgeous gradient bronze, the classic onyx gray, and the cool glacier blue. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. First and foremost, you'll notice the camera module, specifically the 108 megapixel main camera. It's a dazzling infinity rainbow highlight that stands out from the rest. Just look at how it catches the light. And moving down the sides of the device, you'll notice slim tapered edges that allow the Redmi Note 10 Pro to sit comfortably in your hand. And at the top and bottom, flat level ends rest easily on your little finger for support, providing a clean and simple outline of the device when viewed from any angle. Stepping back to look at the entire device, you'll notice the anti-glare finish in the 3D curved glass back. When you pick the device up, you'll appreciate the solid but relaxed weight. Featuring the same premium look and feel of flagships, Redmi Note 10 Pro is 8% thinner and lighter than the previous generation. And nestled in the side of the device is a low-profile arc side fingerprint sensor. Fast and secure unlocking has never looked better or felt so natural. And on the front, Redmi Note 10 Pro is protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass 5 because nothing is sexier than strength. Let's take one last look at these boundary challenging beauties. I can't get over the glow of these gradient bronze. But some of you might like it better, the subtle onyx gray. And last but certainly not the least, the glacier blue. It's cold but soft, strong but welcoming. So these are the three phones. I can't wait for you to get your hands on them. So that's the flagship look and feel of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Feast your eyes on the dazzling infinity rainbow highlight and the anti-glare finish on the 3D curved glass back. Simply put, it's gorgeous. Next up, boundary challenging performance. Redmi Note 10 Pro uses the powerful Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, a snappy and power-efficient octa-core processor that provides fast and smooth for everything you do on your phone. The dual performance cores clock up to 2.3 GHz with support for 6 power efficiency cores. All of these is built on an efficient 8nm process for boundary-challenging power efficiency. And compared to previous generation processor, Snapdragon 732G is much faster. That's boundary-challenging speed. Redmi Note 10 Pro has all the storage for your voyage, with up to 8 GBs of RAM and up to 128 GBs of storage. And if that's not enough, get up to 512 expandable storage. And one thing I want to highlight is that the Redmi Note 10 Pro comes with a UFS 2.2 write booster. It's 100% faster than the UFS 2.1 found on many competitor devices. This will greatly improve your daily use by speeding up app loading times and browsing. Redmi Note 10 Pro is powered by Redmi Note series leading battery, 5,020 milliamp hours. That's hours of gaming, watching videos, and more from a single charge of your Redmi Note 10 Pro. And when that time runs out, charge back in with 33-watt fast charging. And of course, 33-watt fast charger is also included in box. We got you, Boundary Challenger. And for perspective, 33-watt fast charging will give you hours of power in just minutes, charging to nearly 60% in just half an hour. What do you think of the Redmi Note 10 Pro's boundary challenging performance? Fast and power-packed, of course. And last but certainly not the least, let's talk about experience. The Z-axis linear motor immersive view with incredible haptic feedback, so you could feel every shake, rattle, and roll in your content as you're typing or gaming. While convenient NFC means payments has never been less of a challenge. And right out of the box, Redmi Note 10 Pro comes with MIUI 12 running on Android 11, a step up from some competitor devices. Redmi Note 10 Pro also lets you challenge your boundaries with audio however you want it. Dual speakers is usually a feature found in much more expensive phones, providing immersive stereo sound. And in those expensive phones, dual speaker usually means making a trade-off. Notice anything missing here? With the Redmi Note 10 Pro, having dual speakers is just part of a great audio experience. If you prefer, plug into the headphone jack and take advantage of the support for high-res audio. Once again, Redmi Note 10 Pro clearly challenges the boundaries of what to expect from a mid-range phone. You get dual speakers, headphone jack, great haptics, Android 11 out of the box, NFC, and more. Challenge your boundaries with a 108-megapixel Voyager. Whether you're traveling to new and exciting places in real life or in a story, or just learning new skills and embracing what it means to be you. You'll get a stunning 108-megapixel quad camera to capture every moment along the way, from up close to ultra-wide to those massive detailed 108-megapixel shots. You also get a super smooth 120Hz, super rich AMOLED, and a super fast touch sampling rate. And along your way, everyone will know what you're about when they see the bold premium design that declares Redmi Note 10 Pro. This person knows what's up. Round out the experience with a snappy Snapdragon 732G, dual speakers, great haptics, 33-watt fast charging, and a massive battery. Let's take one more look. Now that's a boundary challenging phone. Next, for the moment that you've all been waiting for, let's talk about price. If we compared to another mid-range device, we could clearly see where the boundaries were and how far we voyaged beyond them. Display size, basically identical. Refresh rate, doubled, 100% smoother. Rear camera, 108 megapixel versus 64 megapixel. Remember the guy holding the balloons? Processor, faster. UFS 2.2, much faster, 100% faster. Battery, bigger. Charging, better. But for how much? Redmi Note 10 Pro starts from a recommended retail price of $279. That's truly boundary challenging for a 108 megapixel phone with 120Hz AMOLED. And for a larger storage, Redmi Note 10 Pro starts from $299. And finally, for the most hardy of voyagers, for the 8 plus 128 variant, prices starts from just $329. Better in so many aspects, all for less money. Now that's what we call boundary challenging. Are you ready to challenge your boundaries? Redmi Note 10 Pro, the 108 megapixel Voyager, will be available soon. So be sure to follow your local social media channels for more information. And because we just love challenging boundaries, on March 8 and 9, Redmi Note 10 Pro will be available on AliExpress from just $249. Redmi Note 10 Pro will be available through these sales channels and through these major carriers. Now, there's more than one way to challenge your boundaries. So introducing Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10S, the AMOLED Explorer and 64 megapixel Adventurer. I bet you can already guess some of the specs. But how do you challenge your boundaries? How do you choose if it's time for you to explore or to adventure? Let me explain. Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10S share all the same essentials. And inspired by the Redmi Note 10 Pro and the long lineage of incredible Redmi Note devices that have come before them, Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10S both feature beautiful premium design, versatile and empowering cameras, exciting and immersive experience, and incredible vibrant displays. As you can see, Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10S share the same design language as their older sibling, the Redmi Note 10 Pro. A bold, stylish camera module centers the design, drawing and catching the eye. You get slim, tapered edges, flat ends, and a 3D curved back provide a feast for the eyes and a comfort in your hand. Finally, the new ArcSide fingerprint sensor provides fast, convenient, and secure unlocking without messing up the profile of your beautiful device. Next up, cameras. Aside from the main camera, which I'll talk about in just a minute, Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10S share the same boundary-challenging quad camera setup. You get 180 degrees of ultra-wide angle, lets you capture it all, while the depth sensor, macro camera, and selfie camera lets you shoot the shots you want, all with just a tap. Yes, that also includes night mode, slow motion, the new for this segment, time lapses in pro mode. Just look at these awesome photos here. You get great colors, sharp details and contrast, and natural skin tones. Now, let's talk about experience. Once again, Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10S inherited many of the impressive segment-dominating specs of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. We've upgraded fast charging to a whopping 33 watts. And of course, 33-watt fast charger is also included in box. We've also improved the haptics. We've upgraded to a 360 degrees light sensor setup for more accurate brightness. We've also added a second speaker to give you stereo sound without giving up on the headphone jack. And included as well are large RAM and ROM with up to 512 gigabytes of storage. All of these powered by a 5,000 milliamp hour of battery. Last but not the least, Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10S share the same boundary-challenging display. If you remember the slogan for Redmi Note 10, you know what's coming next. Yes, Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10s will both feature a rich, vibrant 6.43-inch AMOLED display. And we know our Mi fans have been asking for this for a very long time. I know a lot of you have been asking this on Twitter as well. And we are very, very happy to say that we have already made this happen for the Redmi Note 10 and for the Redmi Note 10s. AMOLED is here. And same as the Redmi Note 10 Pro, Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10s are both SGS certified for comfort on the eyes. And we've also featured excellent tools like Reading Mode 3.0 and a 360-degree slide sensor setup to make your smartphone experience as comfortable as possible. Now, this is where it gets interesting. If both Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10s share all these incredible features, how do you choose your challenger? Don't worry, it's simple. Let me explain. Redmi Note 10 and Redmi Note 10s are different in 3 ways. They have different main cameras, different processors, and different colors. Why don't we take a closer look? Let's start with the Redmi Note 10, the AMOLED Explorer. Redmi Note 10 features an awesome all-purpose 48-megapixel main camera. This versatile camera is perfect for the everyday casual photographer. You want good snaps and you want them easily. But you don't need all the frills, just a good solid camera to get the job done. If this rings true, then Redmi Note 10 is right for you. Next, Redmi Note 10 features a quick, snappy, everyday processor that will easily power through all your daily uses, the all-new Snapdragon 678. With clock speeds of up to 2.2 GHz in a power-efficient 11-nanometer process, the Snapdragon 678 will easily satisfy the casual gamer. And it will also power you through your daily scrolling, swiping, streaming, and snapping. Redmi Note 10 will come in 3 colors. We get this onyx gray, the clean and pure pebble white, and the lake green exclusive only to the Redmi Note 10. So that's the Redmi Note 10. Choose the AMOLED Explorer for a great daily driver, a phone that will take good snaps with ease, handle your everyday gaming, multitasking needs, or if you just have to have this lake green finish. If we compare to the previous generation, Redmi Note 10 is a clear upgrade across the board. Improvements made in all the right places to give you the best experience at maximum value. And most notably, the upgrades to AMOLED, 33-watt fast charging, dual speakers, all features that stand out at this price point. Competitor price costs at around $299, and in some cases offer lower value in terms of processor and charging. But what will it cost to obtain this vastly superior device? Redmi Note 10 starts from $199 for the 4+64 version. Pretty amazing, right? And improve the size of your UFS 2.2 storage for just $229. A bigger, better display, a better processor, faster charging, and the same 48-megapixel camera, and 5,000 milliamp hours of battery for a much lower price. What are you waiting for? Challenge your boundaries with the Redmi Note 10, the AMOLED Explorer, perfect daily driver for the casual gamer or photographer. So that's the Redmi Note 10, the AMOLED Explorer, available soon. Remember to check out your social media for more information. Once again, on March 8th and 9th through AliExpress, Redmi Note 10 will be available for as little as just $179. That's an all-around upgrade from the hot-selling Redmi Note 9, and you can get it for even less. Redmi Note 10 will be available starting soon through these channels. Choose the AMOLED Explorer for the perfect daily driver. Now, let's talk about 3 major differences that separate the Redmi Note 10s from the Redmi Note 10. As you've probably guessed, we called it the 64-megapixel adventure because it upgrades to the ultra-high-resolution 64-megapixel main camera. Redmi Note 10s is a great option for more serious photographers, people who need their photos to be not just good, but great. On the processor front, Redmi Note 10s is an upgrade as well. Featuring the powerful MediaTek Helio G95, Redmi Note 10s challenges with faster gaming, improved performance in GPU, with clocking speeds of up to 900 MHz. In fact, Redmi Note 10s's GPU performance is 31% better than the previous generation and will easily serve the needs of more serious gamers and multitaskers. Redmi Note 10s will come in the same simple onyx gray, the same pure pebble white, and a beautiful ocean blue exclusive only to Redmi Note 10s. So that's the Redmi Note 10s. Choose the 64 megapixel Adventure for more serious photography needs, or if you're more into gaming, or if you just love the beautiful ocean blue finish. Once again, Redmi Note 10s is a big step from the previous generation. Excellent performance, excellent main camera, AMOLED display, 5,000 milliamp hours of battery with 33-watt fast charger, dual speakers, and UFS 2.2. Now, let's compare it to a competitor device. Get similar display, better main camera, better processor, large battery, and much faster charging. Let's see how Redmi Note 10s will compare to that $369 price tag. Redmi Note 10s will start at a recommended retail price of $229. Truly incredible. For a larger storage, it starts at $249. And finally, for the powerful 8+128 version, starting at just $279. Redmi Note 10s, adventure with an excellent display, a better camera, a better processor, bigger battery, and much faster charging, all for much less money. Redmi Note 10s, the 64 megapixel Adventure, an all-around upgrade across the board. Early bird prices will start at just $199. Follow our official social media channels for more information about availability. Redmi Note 10s will be available starting in April through these sales channels. And also, these major carriers. So stay tuned. So that's the Redmi Note 10 series. 3 awesome 4G phones that share the same design language. The AMOLED Explorer, the 64 megapixel Adventure, and finally, the 108 megapixel Voyager. And as you're out challenging boundaries, you may find yourself wishing that you had a spare fast charger on hand. We've got you. Take the Mi 33-watt wall charger with USB-A and USB-C ports on your boundary challenging journeys. Prices starts at around $16.99 to grab yours now. Okay, we do have one more thing for you. The Redmi Note 10 series wouldn't truly be boundary challenging without challenging the boundaries of connectivity. Let me pass things over to Emery. Emery?
Thanks, Abby. Hey everyone, Emery here. I'm super excited to be challenging the boundaries of connectivity with you today. Introducing Redmi Note 10 5G, the 5G pioneer. Redmi Note 10 5G is a performance-driven phone designed to challenge speed barriers. As such, it's fast. How fast? First, and most obviously, it's got 5G fast. Redmi Note 10 5G is 5G capable. Not only that, but with dual 5G SIM support, you can double your 5G experience so you never miss a notification, whether for work or for play. 5G is enabled by the powerful MediaTek Dimensity 700, a high-performance processor that is ready to support all your speed needs. That's not just fast for 5G. Redmi Note 10 5G with the Dimensity 700 is fast no matter what. The Dimensity 700 uses an advanced 7nm process usually found only in flagship chipsets. This lets you pack more transistors and components onto the chip, allowing your phone to do more calculations without getting too hot and slowing down. The 7nm process offers 20% higher performance than the previous generation and 40% improved power efficiency. Not only that, but with the enhanced Mali G57 GPU, you'll get 30% improved energy efficiency and 30% improved performance density compared to the previous generation. Redmi Note 10 5G is ready to challenge the boundaries of gaming performance. Speaking of boundary challenging gaming, we've partnered with the insanely popular mobile game PUBG Mobile. Chase that chicken dinner from a Redmi Note 10 5G or any of your Redmi Note 10 series devices to challenge the boundaries of mid-range gaming experience. With up to 128 gigabytes of native storage using UFS 2.2 Write Booster, your app switching, browsing, and everything else will be smooth and fast. Remember, UFS 2.2 with Write Booster is 100% faster than the UFS 2.1 found in many competitor devices. It's like I said, Redmi Note 10 5G is fast, 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 with fast 5G support and the option for dual 5G SIM cards. The fast and powerful Dimensity 700 processor with a flagship level 7nm process, and 100% faster UFS 2.2. If we compare Redmi Note 10 5G to a competitor device, we can clearly see the benefit of traveling with the 5G Pioneer. 5G dual SIM support, if you use 5G. A more advanced process provides better performance and better power efficiency. And UFS 2.2 Write Booster providing 100% faster write speeds for easy daily use. Redmi Note 10 5G isn't just fast, it's also full HD plus, that is. 6.5 inches of glorious full high definition plus resolution with a tiny dot for a truly immersive experience. Like New Year's gym goers, competitor devices struggle with their resolution. The difference between HD Plus and Full HD Plus is as clear as the difference between eating chicken dinner and going home hungry. Not only does Redmi Note 10 5G have an immersive FHD Plus display, but that display also sports an incredibly smooth 90Hz adaptive sync display. 90Hz is already hard to find in this segment, much less with advanced adaptive sync technology. What adaptive sync does is it automatically changes the refresh rate of your display to match your content. Playing a game that supports 90Hz or scrolling the timeline, bump up to 90Hz for a smoother experience. Then, when you're watching that funny video from your cousin and it happens to be 30 FPS, your refresh rate drops to 30Hz to conserve battery. All of this is automatically handled by your Redmi Note 10 5G to ensure you get the best performance and the best battery life. It's certainly a display to challenge boundaries. 6.5 inches of Full HD Plus with a super smooth 90Hz refresh rate optimized by our advanced adaptive sync technology. You'll get Reading Mode 3.0 and a 360-degree light sensor setup that matches your display brightness to the surrounding lighting. You may think that with 5G and a 90Hz display, Redmi Note 10 5G's battery life will suffer. Never fear. The massive 5,000 mAh battery, adaptive sync technology, and advanced 7nm process all work to ensure you still get more than 2 full days of moderate use. As any good smartphone must, Redmi Note 10 5G sports a solid camera system based around the all-purpose 48-megapixel main camera that will let you snap good photos with ease. As you may have already noticed, Redmi Note 10 5G uses similar design language as the Redmi Note 10 Pro to provide a premium look and feel. Similar bold camera module, a 3D curved back with slim tapered edges and flat level ends, with a fast and secure side fingerprint sensor. Redmi Note 10 5G comes in Aurora Green, Chrome Silver, Graphite Gray, and my personal favorite, Nighttime Blue. Challenging the boundaries of connectivity also means challenging the boundaries of 5G-capable price and value. First, let's recap. Redmi Note 10 5G features truly powerful performance with a flagship-level 7nm process and support for 5G and 5G dual SIM. On display, Redmi Note 10 5G challenges with 6.5 inches of Full HD Plus resolution with a 90Hz refresh rate and adaptive sync. Round that out with UFS 2.2, a massive 5,000 mAh, more than 2-day battery, and a 48-megapixel triple camera. And it's clear to see how Redmi Note 10 5G challenges boundaries. Now, let's compare it to a competing 5G-capable phone. A better display with a faster refresh rate, dual 5G support, a more efficient nanometer process, and faster charging. Because it's 5G, you probably expect this to be an expensive phone, right? Not a chance. Redmi Note 10 5G will be available from a recommended retail price of just $199 for the 4 and 64 gigabyte version. Double your internal storage for just $30 more, only $229. All around boundary challenging performance with a better display and faster refresh rate, dual 5G support, a more efficient nanometer process, and faster charging, all for less. Once again, you'll be able to get this amazing boundary challenger for as little as $179. Make sure you stay tuned for more information. One more time for the people in the back. Redmi Note 10 5G features powerful performance from a MediaTek Dimensity 700 with a flagship level 7nm process. Smooth and smart refreshing with 90 Hz adaptive sync, a solid 48 megapixel triple camera, and a massive 5,000 mAh battery, all from just $199. Redmi Note 10 5G will be available starting in April through these channels and through these major carriers. Be sure to follow your local social media channels for more information. Now, Abby, will you please come back to the stage?
Thanks, Emery. So that's everything we have launched today. Challenge your boundaries with an entire fleet of boundary challenging devices.
The everyday all-rounder Redmi Note 10 and the stepped-up performance challenger Redmi Note 10S.
The all-pro everything 108 megapixel Voyager. And the boundary challenging performance and 5G Redmi Note 10 5G.
All 4 Redmi Note 10 devices will come with an in-box case and screen protector to protect your challenger from whatever crosses your path.
And in April, we're very excited to announce that a special Mi Fan Festival edition will be touching down, so stay tuned.
Speaking of Mi fans, some of our most dedicated Mi fans have been working together from all around the world to write and sing a melody for Mi.
This is really amazing. Why don't we check this out?
This song is for me and you. Let's sing together.
We'll make our dreams become true.
Now and forever. This song is for me and you. Together we'll sing like one family. Together.
This launch was for me and you. Let's sing together.
Grow together, and make 2021 a truly incredible year of boundary challenging.
What boundaries will you challenge? Add us on Twitter. Thanks for watching,
and
we'll see you next time.